What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video today. The Mario movie has been out for about a month now, and I think it's perfectly safe enough, at least, to talk about more on this movie and potential ideas for a Mario movie sequel. Now, the Mario movie has been out for a month, and usually people want to talk about spoilers and all that stuff around this time. So, if you're not a big fan, if you still somehow don't want to be spoiled or whatever, then I guess I recommend leaving the video. But I'm going to heavy, deep stuff here now because it's been about a month, and usually people want to talk about stuff that's usually a month away. So that's what I'm doing. If you got spoiled or whatever, that's on you. So yeah. Anyway, so I asked you guys what stuff y'all want to see in a potential Mario movie sequel. And from the comments I've gotten, there were some neat ideas, honestly. Now, unfortunately, I will not be getting all of them, so I won't be getting all of them, unfortunately. So I'm sorry if yours doesn't appear in the video. I'm not going to show the names for reasons. So, but one thing I do hope, I'll be reading the comments of what y'all want to see in the sequel and go over my thoughts. So first things first, I am unfortunately how a sequel I feel like should handle. While I'm reading this right now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to ditch two characters that were prominent in the Mario movie for the sequel. Well, one of them kind of, but the other one I can probably see happening. It will be Donkey Kong and Luigi. Now, I know people are going to be sad right now, but don't worry, here's some good stuff right here. There has been a lot of reports of a potential, from Charlie Day, who voiced Luigi, of a Luigi's Mansion movie, and from Seth Rogen, who voiced Donkey Kong, reports of a potential Donkey Kong movie happening. So, I feel like if Donkey Kong and Luigi didn't really do too much in the Mario movie sequel. Maybe not so much for Luigi, but Donkey Kong I can kind of see not really doing too much in the Mario movie sequel. It kind of just depends on what characters get announced, I guess. But if that were the case, I think Donkey Kong getting his own movie, it's not too far-fetched to happen considering all the Donkey Kong stuff that's been happening lately. So, I definitely can see a Donkey Kong movie happening. Whether if it's going to be after Mario or after the Mario movie sequel, we'll have to see what happens. It all depends on development, because spin-off movies plus sequels do take a bit to come out, so we won't be getting it immediately or anything. But considering how much money the Mario movie has made, I doubt they'll not talk about Donkey Kong or something, considering how much of a big role he had, honestly. So yeah. They're trying to make the Donkey Kong brand relevant. I just feel like a movie on its own will make a lot of sense, in my opinion. So, yeah. And as for Luigi, since he didn't get much screen time, per se, in the first film, I definitely feel like Luigi should definitely get screen time. So I think a movie based on Luigi's Mansion would be really cool, since Charlie Day has been talking about it. I would love to see a Luigi's Mansion movie, honestly. Now, some do say a TV show or series might fit better. To be honest, I can kind of see why, but I don't think not sure. I feel like there could be enough material for a movie. Like, show off new ghosts. Just have a nice, fun movie. If the Mario movies go up by the runtime, I don't think it would need to be that long or anything like that. So, yeah. And that's another thing with the runtime, obviously rushing the I would say the Mario movie, like I said, I love the Mario movie, but the pacing is one of the major criticisms with this movie. So that's why I hope a sequel fleshes out the characters more. Maybe we see a little more interactions of characters that you think wouldn't work, but they do. I wonder who's going to be next. Yeah, I can't talk about that on here because there's children. Anyway, moving on. So yeah. Donkey Kong and Luigi, if they don't get huge roles in the sequel, I feel like they can have their own movies. For sure. So yeah, that's why I can get out of the way. Alright. Now let's talk about who's the other villain that could be announced for this film. The obvious one, I feel like, is no other than Bowser Jr. I mean, it would make a lot of sense to show off Bowser Jr. in some capacity, considering that he's it'd be nice. And like, you know, he teams up with Bowser quite often, so it just makes a lot of sense. Bowser Jr. shows up eventually. But another character suggestion that a lot of fans really want is Wario, of course. I mean, they had to show Wario at some point, right? I mean, he goes back all the way to the Game Boy era, so I just feel like Wario has to be there somewhere in this Mario movie sequel. So, hoping that he's there somewhere. I don't know if he's... Because going by Mario Sports intros, I'm trying to base off of that. I know it's been years now, so things could obviously change. But Wario and Waluigi, by the way, add Waluigi as well, has, I guess, sort of teamed up with Bowser. Although Bowser also is still not a fan of Wario and Waluigi. So, depending on how that goes, I would like to see a little something like that, like the Mario Sports intros. Like, Bowser's probably not into... Bowser's probably not into Wario Waluigi, but considering that he sees them as sort of like bad guys to Mario and Luigi, maybe I can see it. Something like that will work. So, yeah. And same with Bowser. And also it depends what happens with Bowser, considering... I mean, Bowser has to return, right? I'm pretty sure something will happen for sure, right? So, yeah. Alright, that's the villains. Bowser Jr. and Wario are easily the safest bets for... little sort of villains. I don't know if Wario I see as a villain per se. I feel like he's... You think Wario will be like... I mean, sometimes... I mean, I say DK is more like... Mario would get along with DK more than Wario, in my opinion, but still. That's just how I see it. Alright. Moving on with villains. Now we can showcase other characters, and two of them that fans have really want, including myself. One of them, I hope, shows up in the sequel, is no other than Rosalina. Rosalina is my most wanted character to appear in Mario movie sequel, for sure. And I gotta say that the chances are... It really depends, honestly, because a lot of people say... Some say it's too early for Rosalina, some say that it wouldn't be out of question as long as it's not a whole galaxy. I think a galaxy plot may work better for a third film, but I think Rosalina showing up can still be fine. And let's be honest, despite me loving Rosalina, I'm not sure if they'll do much with her. Because considering that how many adventures she's been through, obviously she helps Mario in Mario Galaxy, of course. And then she wasn't around for the sequel. Then she tagged on with Mario and others in Mario 3D World. Then you had to save her in Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope. So, I don't know if I see Rosalina really doing that much either way if she was in the sequel. So, but if there is a galaxy plot though, I can see her being used a lot more. That's how I personally see it with Rosalina. Even then, no matter what it is, I'm just hoping Rosalina appears in the sequel. I will just... and hopefully they do her well, considering that she has changed over the years. For the better or the worse, depending on how you see it. So, yeah. And also, because another thing is that I guess I can talk about post credits. Yeah, Yoshi is the character teased in the post credits scene, and considering that Yoshi, I felt like Yoshi was a lock in the beginning, the moment that it was announced. Considering he is one of the more important characters, but hey, depending on how much Yoshi gets some love in the second film, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, Yoshi was in Galaxy 2, so you never know. But I don't know if that means Rosalina. That doesn't mean specifically Rosalina. It could obviously be someone else, but just a little thought here and there. And the other character that I know a lot of fans are really rooting for is Daisy. I'm not the biggest Daisy fan, and I'll be honest, it took me years to understand the hype for her, unlike the other Mario girls, but I'm still cool with Daisy. I would love to see her finally get some spotlight for once. She only did get a cameo in the first Mario movie. I honestly did not expect much, and yeah, the desert area was not Sarasa Land, like what fans were saying. But I can understand why people want to see Daisy do more, especially when Mario spin-offs have been hit or miss lately. So, hey, maybe this is Daisy's chance for once. We'll have to see. I have no idea how they would announce her, to be honest. I don't even know how much would she do. And obviously it depends what happens with Peach, by the way. I should say that Peach does not act the same as Daisy in the first Mario movie, so anyone who's worried about that, I don't think would need to be worried. I feel like Peach is that type of character. Sometimes, I feel like Peach is like both. She will beat up Bowser no matter what, but sometimes she's just not prepared. Daisy will beat up Bowser no matter what happens, or any villain per se. So yeah, that's how I see it, at least. But a lot of people really make weird headcanons with Daisy of something that barely exists. I don't know. I don't hate Daisy, don't get me wrong, but Discussions are weird, but I do hope Daisy gets her time in the sequel. If she doesn't get added and there's Rosalie and Wario, hell, even Waluigi, I have no idea. Nintendo is so weird with this character sometimes, because sometimes she'll get something, sometimes it's just the bare minimum. I don't know, but Daisy fans will just be happy with anything at this point, so we'll just see what happens, I guess. My hopes for Daisy are not high, but I'll be very happy for fans if she gets there. So yeah. What other characters? I guess one character I feel like, although she's not really in the series, but I can still see it happen regardless. Birdo. Why Birdo, Perez? Well, I don't really care for Birdo personally, but wouldn't, I guess. Oh shit. Alright, but yeah, Birdo, as for her, I don't know. I feel like I could see her be a cameo. I don't know if she would really do too much, honestly. She's not even in any Yoshi game, per se, so I'm not really sure. I don't know if the whole Mario movie sequel even would be based on only Yoshi's Island, right? I mean, because we already saw a glimpse of that. So we'll just have to see. I don't know. I don't really see it, but I don't know. And then there was also a cameo of Toadette at one point, but she didn't even get in the movie because I felt like Toadette was a lock. But yeah. Maybe we'll see her once a point, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, I guess. So, yeah. And, as for reading the rest of your comments of what other characters, you do want to see some other faces like Toadsworth, maybe some of the RPG characters and stuff like that. So, I definitely would love to see. Considering how much references they've been pulling from this, I definitely feel like they can pull from anything, honestly. So, I would love to see more stuff like that be incorporated. Is Toadsworth really dead? They legit place Toadsworth with a toad wears glasses, like... Is Toadsworth really dead? I don't know. Anyway, oh, I hope they go to Delfino Plaza. We need Mario Sunshine references, I swear. So yeah. What else is there? I don't know if I have anything else to really talk about for Mario. Oh! Considering there were Nintendo characters referenced in the Mario movie, Kid Icarus and Star Fox and Punch-Out, some people do wonder if other Nintendo characters... I don't realistically see Metroid or Zelda being referenced in the Mario movie, to be honest. And for all the Smash movie talk, I personally just don't want a Smash movie. I'll probably make a more in-depth video on it. I did make one last year. Was it last year or early this year? It was like no, wait. Yeah, it was last year. Maybe I'll make an updated video on that, but for now, I don't want a Smash movie, and I don't think Zelda and Metroid fit with Illumination style. I'll probably make a video of what Nintendo movies should happen in the future, or films, I guess. But for now, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, I guess. So, yeah. So yeah, that's all the characters and plots, references, everything I'm talking about with a potential Mario movie sequel. The ride does not stop here. It may take years, but man, I just cannot wait for the future and just to see what happens, honestly. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. What are y'all hopes for a Mario movie sequel? Let me know in the comments below. Later, folks.